I am getting some interference, but I'm wondering if that's my pacemaker.
Is that, no, there's an interference. Is that a phone or is that the laptop?
I think that might take the laptop.
Okay, yeah, that was Lupe's phone.
Thank you, Lupe.
No, it was good for in the check. It was actually like a troubleshooting thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just got to keep cell phones far away from all of this stuff.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last street.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Welcome to the last stream on the left, everybody. I am Ben Kissel. That's Marcus Parks. Henry is currently sucking off his beer.
This is the thing. If I needed to suck a dick, like let's say there was a hostage situation and they got President Trump with a gun to his head,
Sure.
right? And if you're in Air Force One and they're like, "Suck my dick or I kill the president,"
Right.
I would literally have to go up to him. I'd go.
Yeah.
Like even if they did it to my mom, let's raise the stakes.
Okay.
Why?
I'd say my mom is on Air Force One. They've got a gun to her head. She's got suck my dick in front of your
Okay.
own mother. And then my problem is that my gag reflex is literally maybe a quarter of an inch.
All right. I also
I have a hard time with spoons.
If balls, I will say though, I would suck one if balls were full of Bud Light. Then I would have no problem receiving the reward of my good work. I do wonder how Miss Zabrowski
Brought to you
got
by
on
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
You can just drink a Bud Light.
It's drinkable. It's wet.
You don't have to suck a dick to get some Bud Light out of some man's balls. You know how hot that Bud Light would be?
98 degrees, just
I
right.
like it. It's like barley soup.
That's not bad. I do wonder, what did your mother do to get put on Air Force One?
She fucking made a joke about having a bomb in front of the security line.
Oh, I see.
Actually, then I missed how she even got, because technically it's a punishment. She was having sex with President Donald Trump.
Oh, that's great. Every president gets their reward. All right, we have an update. Travis, show the signal for update. We have a big time update on the story involving the FSU face eater.
Oh,
it's an update.
It took 6 people, 6 very intelligent men in Adult Swim Central to make that image. So.
All right.
And to think about it, and it's a long weekend.
And of course, the name of the face eater is Austin Haroof.
Yep, in an update to the FSU cannibal story from our first episode, the media has discovered the online presence of Austin Haroof, pictured here.
It's a piece of shit.
Holy hell, I like it. I just want to bring a ladle and soup and dump soup in his stomach and eat it out of there like a witch.
He looks like the strongest man in Somalia.
He probably is. He might be the strongest man in Florida.
How do people pull in that hard?
Oh, you can't do that? Watch this.
Jack Skellington.
What is wrong with you?
Here, wait, can I do this?
I think you guys have a very insane fascination with each other's strange bodies.
I am probably an exhibitionist. I actually don't know if
You're
it does
probably
make...
an exhibitionist?
I'm definitely an exhibitionist. I just wonder if it really does make me really horny, because certain times it's like I'm kind of horny all the time, but I wonder, and I'm naked a lot of the times, and I wonder if me just being naked makes me horny, or if it's just me being alive.
Well, you know what? If Henry would ever go to a nude beach, there would be a bizarre dude wearing a sea captain's hat that would just walk around and be like, "Close it up,
Towels.
clothe it up, everybody,
Towels all around.
Towels, it's towel time,"
Right.
until Zabrowski leaves.
Now, this guy was a face eater. We covered him on our first episode,
Very
correct?
first episode.
Now, I hailed from Florida State University. We're a hungry group. He seems like a real piece of shit. He was agitated. It seemed like apparently they said that he was on Flocka.
He was on Flocka.
We don't actually know whether he was on Flocka or not. The toxicology reports actually aren't back yet for Austin Haroof, so we have no idea what
Red
was in his
tape.
system, if anything.
The toxicology report actually says he was on fleek. Yeah. So, it's possible he was on Flocka.
I mean, it's possible. Well, this is the thing. He's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
My question, though, is that, so now the blood test, we don't know what came back. Who is his father? Who is holding up the toxicology report?
I have no idea who's holding up the toxicology reports. What this guy actually did, he broke into it. Well, he didn't actually break into. He found a middle-aged couple sitting in their garage enjoying a nice afternoon.
Yeah.
Victims.
I
born
kind of
victims.
get mad thinking about that, just wanting to go in and stab him with a screwdriver all dressed up like Santa Claus and say, Santa came early this year. I'm like, oh, delighted. And I stab stab the father of the cop.
They're just sitting there having a nice game of rummy or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable.
Just living.
Nah.
So what
like
he
a bunch
does-
of
I
ducks.
want to say I'm pro the people who had their face eaten. I love them, and they deserve to have a face back.
Whatever.
So this guy, he goes into the garage. He has a switchblade on him at all times. He brings out the switchblade. He stabs the couple. He jumps on one of them. He grabs a vodka bottle. He breaks it on the ground, starts stabbing him more. He gets down. He eats the guy's fucking face and then goes down to the stomach and starts eating the stomach. That's when the cops show up. The cop tases him. That doesn't do nothing. The cop brings in the dog. The dog can't pull him off. Finally, it takes another cop to come in and pull the guy off. And then
He should have started biting a dog in a weird sense of irony.
Yeah, and then finally, when they pull the guy off, he runs over to the shelves in the garage. He grabs a bottle of poisonous liquid, chugs it, passes out, goes into a coma.
And that's actually where they invented Gatorade as well.
Oh, yeah,
It was
he
a
poured
similar
it all over
situation.
himself and it's turning into
Yeah.
a skeleton.
You know, it sounds like a situation that could occur in an old-timey saloon. A bar brawl happens. Somebody shanks somebody with
Only if
a
they run
serrated
out of
blade.
food. You know,
Well,
back in the
yes.
day, cowboys drank bourbon and ate corn. And that's all
well,
they did.
yeah.
And then hardtack. Whatever hardtack is.
I don't know what hardtack
Only
is.
if their horses died is when they got meat.
Oh my God! And toilets today say they have it bad. Can you
Toilets are talking
imagine
to
an
you?
old? Oh, if toilets could talk like Pee Wee's Playhouse, oh, why does everyone sit on me, treat me with no respect?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, okay, go back.
Yeah, and he's just like, just loving his life, just smiling, like the fucking little, like weird little handles, like going up and down like happy eyebrows.
Yes, if toilets were alive, we should arrest them.
So now this is a really badass crime, technically.
Yeah,
it
it
sounds
really
pretty
is.
rock and roll. It's pretty Lemmy of him to go ahead and bite this man's face off. So imagine that his YouTube history was pretty fucking cool, right?
I'm gonna say it's more Ozzy though than Lemmy.
It is a little bit more Ozzy. His YouTube channel, he really wanted it to be cool. He wanted so bad for it to be cool. In fact, the channel description says, I've got a psycho side and a normal side. I've lost my mind. Help me find it.
I want to find a psycho side. I like a guy who's a bad boy who might eat my parents' face off. Do you remember that in Green Day? Green Day's Kerplunk? They had a whole little story about how this man fell in love with a girl and then they murdered their parents together. It's
Ooh,
kind of like
yeah.
that, but
That's
instead
a
of like
deep cut.
it was a deep cut.
I was thinking about that. This sudden fear has left me trembling. For some strange reason, it's now feeling like my home.
No.
That's more about crust pumps.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he's thinking, she's
sits
sitting
in
in
silence,
silence.
the sullen violet penetrating through my mind.
I loved that album growing up.
Do we have to pay for that song now?
I think we actually do. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to pay us for giving them exposure again.
Thank you, Adult Swim.
I do love Green Day. All right, so yes, speaking of music, let's get to some deep cuts from this guy, Austin Haroof.
Yeah, his YouTube name was Austy Frosty.
Which is kind of fun because he's cold.
He was an aspiring rapper. He had 2 albums at the time of his face-eating
Did he
sojourn.
really have 2 full albums
Well,
of rap?
he did 13 songs in 2 chunks with different album art on each. So technically it's 2 albums.
Technically, it's an album.
Technically.
Using Chaos Magic is that you just call it an album, it becomes an album.
Exactly. So why don't we hear a little bit from Austy Frosty's album, Devil in Disguise.
Yes.
Can't feel my arm. Criminal. Drank so much, can't see my car. Bitch, I'm insane, huh? Bitch is frosty. I got a 6-pack. I got a dick 6 inches. 6 foot tall. That's 666. Call me the devil. I shovel money. Cause it's a lot. I get a lot of sluts.
Oh my God, I really liked it until that last part. I thought it was mean towards women.
I'm just happy that racism has been fixed.
Isn't that nice? Obama, thank you.
Thank you.
No, he's
Thank
a bit
you.
of a. He's had some satanic stuff in there.
He's
got,
an asshole.
he's got a
no,
6
he's
inch
not.
dick.
No. We're
you
not
didn't know.
maligning the name of Satan. for this man.
Henry, no. Marcus, 6-inch dick.
6 feet tall.
Yes.
And I didn't catch the first
He
one.
ate a 6 foot. He ate a 6 incher from Subway. That is 666. It's all there.
I
Henry.
hate this. Now we're gonna say he's a part of the Illuminati. And they're
Yes.
like, let him be caught.
Maybe he was a part of the Illuminati. They're experimenting with new drugs to create a strong army force and then take over the world. And they found out Flocka was not the way to go.
If you want to use Flocka, you need to create a more controllable version of Flocka. I guess, unless they want to create massive, panic in the streets, and then that'll allows martial law to come in, and they take our guns. Then they're building the guillotines for the ritual sacrifices in order to open the pyramids so the reptilians can come through. The ancient Germans that left in their UFO technology using Vril energy back in the day.
We've got a nerd alert. Where is it, Travis? Good God. Thank you. It was a little late, Travis. When I start doing the we need the nerd alert up. Good God.
Follow the money.
This is
That's
Jose
what I have
Bay.
to say. Follow the money
yeah, follow
while
me.
I'm
That
getting
is
shut
money.
up over here.
Good God Almighty.
Well, Austin's father, who, by the way, Austin was having dinner with his parents right before this whole incident
He should have
happened.
been full.
No, he wasn't. Do you remember the story? The waitress wasn't giving them the food on time.
That's right,
Yeah,
that's
he
right,
didn't.
that's
The server was too slow. He got up. He left. The father wasted no time in exploiting this tragedy. In fact, the father, he was known as a celebrity dentist. If somebody needed a dentist to come on a show and to speak about dentistry on the radio or the television or whatever, they would bring this guy on. A week after this happened, he went on the Dr. Phil show.
A celebrity doctor.
Oh my God, he
Yes.
looks like a depressed tomato.
It does.
Look at his face. He looks like the picture boy of blood pressure. What
Yes.
happened to him?
I don't know. I can only imagine, though, the only way he can get hard is sitting in separate bathtubs with his wife and they touch fingers.
So you're piddling around like a fish, huh?
Mm.
Yeah. All right, no, don't make noise. Don't make noise. Just keep splashing.
Oh my, sort of a mermaid fetish.
Celebrity dentist is the saddest job I've ever heard.
How did he
Can you
get
imagine
booked
the
anywhere?
mouth of a celebrity?
Well,
Oh,
no,
nice.
he doesn't work on celebrities. He is a dentist who is a celebrity for being a dentist.
So when someone says, like, let's do a super boring segment today on Bill O'Reilly, they're like, we got a guy, he's a dentist.
If they're doing a story on Bill O'Reilly's teeth, then yes.
Oh, and then Phil, what is he going to be doing? Be like, fix it live.
Fix it
We're
live.
doing live.
Yes, that's it. All right, let's take are we done with Haroof?
Well,
No,
yeah,
no,
I mean, Haroof, this guy, he's been in a coma from drinking all the sick chemicals.
Oh man, what a pussy!
Yeah, he's
you
been in
gotta
a
stay
coma.
up in jail. Keep it like that's if you really wanted to keep his rap career going. You stay in jail and you
Yes.
say, "Call me the man, face eater," and the whole thing is him in jail rapping about all the faces he's gonna eat when he gets out of jail. That's an album right there.
Yeah.
He might not get out of jail anytime soon. But yes, this is quite unfortunate because he would have actually been fairly popular in prison. It's a well-renowned case, and it's not like he hurt anyone sexually. You ate two people's faces, people are going to
Do you
respect
think
you.
him and Brock Turner did the high five back
No,
to the low
no,
five
he
as
would've-
as they walked
He would have
out
had
of
to
jail?
beat up Brock Turner day one and eat in his face.
Oh, no,
and then
no.
you're the king of prison.
They're literally the same douchebag.
No, one ate someone's face and another one did something horrible.
Yeah, Brock Turner didn't have the gut.
He's a
the
terrible
fucking-
person.
The
Anyway,
guts
we're
to
done
eat
with
that
Turner.
woman's face.
We're
If
done with
that's
that
a good way to hide a victim of yours is you eat their face.
All right, we're done with it. Well, then they just check your stool.
Yeah, but then you turn up to the Swedish people.
If
going
I
like,
ate your face and they would just like check my poop like Cheech had to do with the dog ate all of his weed. Yeah. No, that's definitely Zabrowski's face right there. We put it
It's
together.
an eyelid and it's got ice cream blue on it. That belonged to Audra.
I swear I did not eat Zabrowski's face as your ear goes into my mouth. I would love to eat your face. You eat your face. All right, so Travis, we have a phone call. Who is it and why you're calling us?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Who are you?
This is Tim, lawyer of Green Day.
Oh,
think-
hello.
shit, Green
Well, then a
Day.
good hello, Wisconsin. Hello.
Oh, Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay or Green Day?
Oh, I
Sign
thought you
over,
What's that?
if you could just sign over all your Patreon money, that'll work it itself out.
Oh,
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
everybody wants something for free. but
Everybody.
guess what? The only thing free you can get is herpes in this country.
All right,
Yes,
Tim,
you
you
can.
said your name was Tim?
Correct.
Okay, what do you want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Get
we
rid
got
of
a
him.
television
Get rid of him.
show
I'm done with
happening.
this guy. Good God, he's in the dump. I like our producer said dump it.
Dump him.
Dump it.
You know what we
No,
gotta
hello,
do is
Tim. Thank
we
you for
gotta
calling.
frame this. All right, so if you call in,
I don't
call
wanna
with
do a question.
And
All
call
right.
in with some kind of question, or tell us. Someone explain to me what "dick out for Harambe" means. What does "dicks out for
All right,
Harambe" mean?
Dick's out for Harambe. I know what that means. Okay.
What does it mean?
We have someone from the chat. Lupe, who do we got from the chat?
One person asked if you guys are going to do an episode on Dennis Nielsen.
Yes, we will get to
Of
Dennis
course
Nielsen.
we will.
Also, suck dicks like Jesus wants to go on a date with Ben. Claude Wilson's gonna come to the DC show and wrestle you, Ben.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's great.
wonderful.
That's great.
Claude-
He's an 18-year-old boy. He's got a little bottom.
Oh.
And he's got a tight little top, and he's just ready to touch a grown man.
I wasn't excited until you described him. That sounds good. I'll make sure to bring all the Vaseline. All right, Dennis Nielsen. Yeah, we'll get to him.
Well,
huh,
I
Marcus?
mean, yeah, speaking of cannibals, we're definitely going to get to that guy. Yeah, here in the future, here in the very near future. Of course, when we come to the UK, we have to cover the guy.
Now,
Of
are there
course.
more videos from Aruf's the YouTube
I mean,
channel?
there are plenty more videos. I mean,
There's a whole thing where he talks about how he doesn't use steroids, but obviously is using steroids.
Obviously
and I
using
think that's
steroids.
probably the reason why he ate those people's faces. With like, Eddie Larson is on the Roundtable Gentleman with
Sure.
us. He was forced to use steroids by his own father to make the Pee Wee football team, and it just made him fatter.
It did because he didn't work
you
out.
gotta
well.
work
you have
out
to work
when you
out.
do them. He was just
All right.
doing them, and then you just get huge tits. You don't actually become a good football player,
Ooh, yeah.
or a good wrestler, or a good father.
Ooh, I might start taking those steroids so I can look like Meatloaf's character from Fight Club.
I remember
Best
that.
of both worlds.
If you had fake breasts,
Yes.
like would you suck on your own breasts? I think that's
You would have
probably
to,
a
just to
dude
relieve the pain.
conversations that- yeah, I guess. So.
Yeah, and you also have to hold them for your lower back. So, all
It's
right.
hard to be a woman.
It's
That's
not
the
easy.
main problem.
Well, I think it's more difficult to be a man with a huge
I don't
testosterone-filled
mean-
sack of tits.
I understand, and I don't mean to speak for women here, but I will say,
No, you
as
can't.
3 experts on women, that is the only problem that women have is how heavy their breasts are, and that's sad.
Well, and there's some pay issues, but we, that's fine. But okay, but let's go on to this next story. It takes place in Japan, and now this is fascinating.
This is really weird stuff. This video has been out for a couple of years now.
It's kind of cute.
It's kind of cute. A few guys out on the Japanese coast. They might have been on vacation and just having fun with their
Probably
friends. who
surfing
knows.
for my grandfather's fucking lost high school rings.
Did your grandfather
Japanese
die?
on those beaches did some horrible things.
They did actually do some horrible things, but good people now.
Yeah.
See, that's the big thing.
That's good.
They're good
That's
now.
good. That's
Yeah,
good
we
now.
did some
Yeah.
we did some rough and tumble things back then too.
Oh, rough and tumble because we were ne'er-do-wells and we were good guys. We were G.I. Joes. We had Snake Eyes was there. We had the other guy who was in the ice suit. I think it was also Snake Eyes. And we were doing good stuff in World
That's
War II.
G.I. Joe? You're talking about G.I. Joe?
Yeah, the only real thing to come out of World War II.
Who's G.I. Joe? That's possible.
And of course, if we have anybody from Japan out there watching or just living in Japan, let us know on the chat. But before we get to that, let us watch this video of this strange animal that these Japanese men found on the beach.
Because
Let's see it,
sometimes
Travis.
curiosity kills the cat.
Oh, this
What?
is the cliche.
See what I did? Ooh. I would literally eat that if it was served in a restaurant.
Yeah, totally. I would buy that dinner.
Flip it over. What's going on underneath?
That's one of the fakies that's inside of Rose McGowan. Oh, yeah, what is it?
Looks like Tara Reid's nipple.
Hot take.
Yeah, hot take.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah. God.
Give Grandma a kiss.
Come on. Feed it to me. Is it wired
Oh,
enough?
I remember when almonds tasted like they weren't touched by young boys.
It is a very pretty shade of fuchsia.
Yeah, it is nice.
I'm glad they protected their identity.
You have to.
Of course, oh, he's got the Coca-Cola. Pour some Coca-Cola on it.
Oh, this is like the beginning of Prometheus.
Oh,
Goes to touch the stupid creature.
Oh, it's sort of like that one song, Pour Some, what was it, Sugar on Me?
Yes.
But then it's different.
Oh, look at that. It's thirsty.
I'm so thirsty, I could just spit a bunch of jizz on you soon.
No, don't do that. Go anything but that. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, look like it's about to smile or something.
Family
think-
portrait.
Oh, shit, it shoots cum all over them.
Oh my goodness.
Cum all over everything. I do
I've
the same
never-
thing if you give me Coke. That's why I cut
Yeah.
out soft drinks.
Yes. Well, technically, those guys pleasured the hell out of that sea vagina.
Yeah, think about how nice they were to that.
came, and then it's done.
I like that so much better than in Asian porn when they blur out the dick and the vagina and then it's just like, oh no, because they're very like tight. They're very tight and they got
Oh,
really
no,
hard
that's
penises.
not not blurred out.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
you never been with a Japanese person?
No, not in
That's
real life.
how it looks.
No, in
That's
real
how
life,
it
I
is.
meant
Yeah,
really.
yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they pull out the pins. They,
You're like, whoa, it's like a
It's all
mystery.
yeah, it's like
and
a
you just
fly's
kind
eye.
of like sort of guide your penis towards the area until you feel wet.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, hope you get there. All right. Let's see. Let's take a call.
Hello?
Hello. How are you, Megan?
Say Megan.
Yeah. We'll see if it's right.
Megan.
Who is it?
Samantha.
All
Oh, that's close.
Very
Close,
good.
close.
What's up, Samantha?
Kinda
How you
close.
doing?
Good. How are y'all?
I'm good. Where are you calling from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
How do you feel about the FSU face eater story? Do you feel like it represents Florida accurately?
It does.
I have to agree with Henry. It does a good job of representing us as a people.
Oh, that's great. So do you have any questions for me specifically about where we should go? Maybe an Arby's or an Applebee's?
Megan, how old are you?
It's Samantha.
Always ask the woman how old they
You
are.
have to be 18 to use a phone in this country.
That's not true. Any
Oh,
child
I
can pick up a
think
phone.
so. You have to be 18 to call.
My niece is 10 years old and got an iPhone.
Oh, yeah, but she doesn't have the number. She's just playing Zoig or whatever the
No,
hell
she
the game.
texted me. She said the word DAP the other day.
Oh, well, she doesn't know
That's
what
a whole
that means.
other
That's about
story.
drugs. That's drugs. Samantha, what's going on with you?
My question
Okay.
is, what are y'all's favorite heavy hitters?
Ooh,
Either that you've already covered or you plan on covering.
Ooh, well, I'm going to have to say I could just go Jeffrey Dahmer to be a little bit of a Wisconsin cliche.
Yeah, talk about a hack. I am John Wayne Gacy, of course. I think he's endlessly fascinating. He got the clown suit. He pretended to be a cop, just like my father. I think it reminds me of my father, which is why I like it. And he liked choking that weed. And
He did.
I like the trickery.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have to stick with Florida. I would say Ted Bundy is one of the more compelling characters. No one really talks about him escaping the jail in Seattle. His backstory, I think, was very illuminating for me.
He's like the Joker, the way he breaks out of jail.
He really was. And, you know, he had a history of crime, but because of his just unbelievable charisma, he was able to get away with it as opposed to somebody like Ed Gein. Everyone knew that he was a little creepy, but the
Plus,
reason...
he only killed 2 people.
He only killed 2 people very graphically, and then he was just a grave robber. But Bundy walks among us to this day. So that's why I like him, because he keeps me on a spiral, or on a pivot.
He's not out of jail.
No,
he's dead.
men
No,
like
I know,
Bundy.
men
keep
like
it-
Bundy.
Yeah, men
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Bundy.
you're probably a man like
No, I'm
Bundy.
too fat to be Bundy. I could never sneak out of a Seattle jail.
That is true.
It's true, unless you're like,
I
I'm the
have
bread that
a
they're supposed to
follow-up
serve.
question.
Oh, no,
about Bundy.
Marcus,
Yeah.
you have to answer.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going for a one-of-a-kind man, Ed Gein. Of course, Ed Gein. For the story, for the violence, I'm going Andre Chikatilo.
Oh.
Yeah, the Ripper of Rostov.
He's being a contrarian.
Going to Mother Russia. All right, one more question. What do you got, Samantha, or is it Samantha's friend Megan?
Megan?
Is there a
Megan, how
Megan in
old
the
are
room?
you?
Megan, only Zool.
Oh, kind of exciting. Zool, what do you want?
No, my follow-up question about Ted Bundy is, do you believe the allegations that he almost kidnapped a girl in Jacksonville?
You know what? I'm going to have to say I believe all allegations made against Bundy. Yes.
Yeah, including
Absolutely, he could have done it.
Why
and if
would
you could
he?
put it, if you could put it in the could have done it, it's a probably done it.
But I do not believe that Jeffrey Dahmer was the one who abducted John Walsh's child. I think all of that is
No,
total
but that's not. No,
nonsense.
he's not. The oddest tool is the one that supposedly abducted John Walsh.
no, but
Jeffrey
they
Dahmer did it.
also put it on Dahmer
They'll
too.
put
They
it on anybody
both.
because
Oh,
he's
they're
an
just-
attention whore.
They're victim
Everybody's
blaming.
son dies. If you
Okay,
have a
leave
son,
him
it's
alone.
gonna die eventually.
Well, yes, but hopefully not abducted in the back of a van somewhere.
Well, I mean, but then you don't have to worry about high school and college.
All right.
Ugh, teenagers.
This guy. All right, well, thank you so much for calling, Samantha.
Bye,
Of
Megan.
course, you guys have a great evening.
All right.
Lovely to see you.
I really enjoy the show.
Thank you. We enjoy you.
The juice is loose.
Uh-oh.
No,
Watch
it's not.
out. Good for
The
Kelsey.
juice is well contained.
Very well contained. All right, Lupe, we got a chat conversation here.
Somebody mentioned Harambe, some rapper named Young Thug or something mentioned, and that's where it came from. And then
Dicks out for Harambe?
Yeah.
So am I supposed to take my dick out for Harambe? Is that disrespectful or is it celebratory?
Nobody explained that yet. Also, have any of you guys seen a UFO or anything spooky?
Yeah.
Spooky.
No, I saw a UFO once when I was smoking in a graveyard when I was a kid.
It was his father. He came to check on him to make sure he was okay.
I'm an alien. All right, get back in the pickup.
No, it was great. No, I was chain smoking in the bed of my truck, staring up at the stars in the graveyard. And I was staring at one star in particular, and the star suddenly moved from one part of the sky to the other extremely quickly. And away, and it wasn't a falling star, it just went whoop, bap.
That's like that scene from Animal House, and he's just like, "That's a 747."
No,
That's
it was absolutely. I could not explain it. It wasn't
Yeah.
a star. It wasn't a falling star. It wasn't a plane. It was just boop, bap.
See, I had an incredible experience on hallucinogens, but that's the closest I ever got, which is I went deep inside and I saw a spirit creature that was in the shape of the dude from Big Lebowski, and he explained to me that he was appearing to me in order to make me more comfortable because my heart rate was too much, and then he took me to a world where everything was made out of 3D bits of information, and explained to me that we're just operating systems with programs that come into us, and we're just kind of goops that float around the world. And then I woke up, and it was the end of Abbey Road was playing, man, and my girl, Kristen Campchan, was there, and I had a huge crush on her, and I never told her until now. She's married and doesn't matter.
And she's gonna,
I'm happily in love.
Well, she'll leave him for you. Maybe you just went to visit Donald Trump's doctor. That sounds very similar. Kind of an inside joke there. Looks
this
like
a
the Big
political
Lebowski.
thing?
It's a bit political. It's a circular.
You know, I had something like that where I was on mushrooms and I took a roller coaster down a toilet into hell, but eventually came back up and rode through the stars.
I could just see you just in a Tupperware container just going down the stairs.
Yes, I'm also surprised that wasn't your heaven. Well, that's good. I do believe in the Ouija board. We conjured a spirit when I was in high school, Deb, and she was very powerful. She flipped all the lights around, made the cats go crazy. Not like it takes a lot to make a cat go crazy. But
Get out of here, Kathy.
It was nuts. Mondays. All right, any more from the chat?
Real quick, they want everybody to come to fucking Texas.
All right, we'll go to Texas.
We're going to do it. We are coming to Texas.
Absolutely.
All right, but right now...
also on Facebook, by the way.
Okay,
Thank
you, Trav.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you. That's right. Hi, Facebook.
No, I'm coming home. Coming to Texas soon.
You want Mark Zuckerberg had
Oh
a
my
satellite that he was sending into fucking space in order to bring free internet to Africa, and it exploded. When I watched it live happen on the news. I was in an airport and I watched the satellite explode. I was like, we are watching the end of an action movie. Yeah, the SpaceX company, the private space company. I was like, that's the end of an action movie that we did not see the beginning to. And honestly, Mark Zuckerberg's got private satellites that he's just allowed to fly up into space. I guess that's fine. Nobody owns space. Nobody owns anything.
Well, yeah,
technically, objects that don't exist.
Space is kind of bought.
But what it comes down to is that Mark Zuckerberg is going to create an information state. It's Prison Planet.
He's already doing it. Oh, Travis took the initiative. No, but I actually agreed with that, Travis, so you can get that right off of there because there's no doubt the government isn't looking at your information. You are giving it to companies and corporations, which is
Fahrenheit
even worse.
451, the idea we chose to burn the books. But it's the problem. It's that, like, think about Facebook is just supposed to be used.
All right, give him the nerd alert. Nerd alert. Okay.
We are not going to be taken down by the things we hate, or we are going to be taken down by the things that we love.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Whoa! Throw away your soma.
All right, so let's go over to North Korea. Speaking of government surveillance.
This time of year.
Yeah, of course.
It's beautiful this time of year. The bloodshed smells just so nice.
The gravel they eat and the horse meat that they eat is so piquant.
There are no horses left in North Korea.
All right.
Ro Young-jin, a boss in North Korea's education ministry, was executed last week with an anti-aircraft gun for falling asleep during a meeting. Let's take a look at the monster that this man was shot by. They stood a man in front of a wall and opened fire on him with that.
They literally have to use these things. They're literally just sitting and rusting away in a warehouse.
You know, it's kind of exciting. And if you are going to die, do you want to be dead in an electric chair like Bundy? Do you want a firing range?
I want to die quietly in my sleep,
This is
surrounded by many
quicker than
grandchildren.
you never die quietly. You always awake. Okay?
No, this is how I'll die.
No, but no, that's not true because it's like this and it's like light flashes before your eyes and then no, and then everyone comes in and they say, "Oh, he died so quietly. Isn't that nice?" Dying in your sleep is bullshit because you go through the pain and then all the living people are like, "It was good for him." You know, they don't even realize. So that's why getting blown up by an anti-aircraft missile is the best way to go.
No, absolutely not. It's the tension. It's the lead up to it because
What's the lead up to it? You're making a new friend and then well, it's a slow
rolling it out, having to find the artillery. It takes 5 guys to carry 1 bullet because they're so malnourished. Just like slowly dragging it through the grass. They'll just be like, "Wait, 1 minute, just stay there, stay there."
Just do it already.
Well, this guy was arrested on site after falling asleep in a meeting.
Kim Jong-un needs to step up his performance
he needs to
game.
step it up. He was arrested on site and was sentenced to death on trumped-up corruption charges by North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un pictured here having a lot of fun.
I love that. Now that's sort of a macaroni and cheese type paste.
That is
correct?
that is an actual real picture. That is not Photoshop whatsoever.
What is he looking at? Is that cheese or is that
I think
ice
it's
cream?
some sort of soy paste. Like
Oh,
you know
he
how,
loves
like
it.
yeah, you know how
They
in
eat tasteless cubes over there, right?
like you know in
yeah.
Snowpiercer when they find out that everything's like bugs, that
People.
they're all eating bugs.
Yeah.
No, not people. They're eating all bugs.
I thought it was about poor people.
No.
They're eating the poor people.
No,
That's
no.
Soylent Green.
No, that's Soylent Green.
No, they're eating the poor
No,
people.
I think
no,
they
the
are
poor
eating poor people.
No, the poor people eat bugs.
I think they also might eat poor people.
You
Nah,
eat
they're eating
bugs.
bugs.
You eat bugs.
I've eaten bugs. I don't
never-
eat
on
bugs like on a
purpose?
regular basis.
You eat bugs on purpose?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we're gonna
Why
see
not?
now is from Amazon a spike in North Korea of orders of those glasses with the fake eyes, like put it on them like you get the gag eye glasses.
Seems wide awake to me, sir.
Pencil in his hand.
That's great. As a matter of fact, yeah, get a tattoo of eyes on your eyelids.
See,
Boom.
just do it carnival style.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So
We got
the
something
guy's
from the
dead.
chat.
No, we don't want to do anything from the chat yet.
Well, the last person to be executed in this way, for example, like they execute people like this a lot.
It's because it's fun.
But
they're
all-
so bored. Literally, all they're allowed to play with are yo-yos. They've got 2 television stations, and one of them's watching Kim Jong-un jog on a
Yeah.
fucking treadmill all day.
And
They
the
got
other-
nothing to do.
The other one is watching him just breathe heavily after a jog. They actually do have, this is true, North Korea does have Netflix, but it's all state-sponsored programs.
Isn't it called
So-
something like Dog Penis or like Mad Donkey? It's got
It
like a
is
funny
something
name.
strange.
Titties,
No, it
can
is.
we
It's
actually
called
look
Man
that up?
Dog. I believe it's Man Dong.
Like you're the
Or-
Man Dong now, Man
No,
Dong?
it's called. Yes, we did this on a television show that I work on sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, that goes on names because
Man,
of legal
Man
reasons.
Dang.
Legal reasons.
It's
Man Dang?
Hundang,
Is it Hong Kong?
Bong Bong.
Hong.
Man bang.
Man
Bang.
Bang.
Thank
So
you.
the North Korean Netflix is called Man Bang, but
Actually-
it's lost in translation. They
Travis,
don't think.
Travis, could you look up manbang.com and see what happens?
What does it even look like? If they have House of Cards season 5 on there before we do, I'm gonna
no.
be pretty upset.
I think it's called House of Carls. It just
yeah.
finds dudes fucking stream and cum all over each other.
That's.
There's a,
It doesn't go to
doesn't
it.
wanna
internet
go
does
to
not want to
Man
go
It doesn't want to go
manbang.
to it. It says it doesn't want to go. We
No
can't find it.
manbang.com.
Oh.
All
Can't
right.
find it.
Well, if
Typical.
I bet you
anyone
they
out
bought
there-
it up. I bet you they bought up the URLs and made it so that we couldn't make a funny little gay thing with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Yes, I mean, I'm sure some of the programming is great.
I
They
love
have,
to
they have
see
a
this-
Downton Abbey, but it's just like a Downton Sadie. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
take
let's
a
take a
phone call.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, Carl?
Hello?
Hey,
Carl.
what do you want?
Carl?
Carl!
I don't know. Who are you?
My name's Elliot.
Oh, very close. Another close
Yeah, it's
one.
very close. Yeah.
All right, Elliot, what's going on, buddy? What's your query?
I was wondering what you guys think about the connection between aliens and Bigfoot and fairies and all the strange happenings with
Listen, bro, if there is a pan-occult theory that truly I completely believe in, is that aliens and Bigfoot and everything that fits into folklore is a part of the of our experience of an interdimensional universe. Right? It's like we live on top of many dimensions. We're built like human antennas. Things poke through all the time. I believe they also have physical manifestations, and that our government does have things like ships and maybe some bodies, but they don't know what the hell they are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very possible that aliens, cryptids, all this type of folklore things, they're actually interdimensional beings that have slipped through the membranes in between universes. If you want
Honestly,
to talk about M theory,
Or if
I
they're
mean, this
also
act-
possibly just literally a psychedelic experience,
Yeah.
right, where they can be a figments of our imagination, but does it make it less real?
Your
Absolutely.
girlfriend's gonna leave you. Your girlfriend's gonna leave you.
My girlfriend
Oh,
stays
no,
with me
they-
because of
Yeah,
this.
No,
exactly.
she does not. No, they
I've
in
trained
spite
her.
of, in
Pickle,
spite
I
of.
broke
No,
her
Pickle-
down mentally.
Yeah,
Don't
Pickle
bring it up.
girlfriend has a degree in philosophy. She
all right.
loves this
Also,
shit.
your girlfriend
Oh,
only
please.
gets 1 hour of sleep a night and just chain smokes and eats pickles all day long
All
and
right,
nothing
that's
else.
true.
Bigfoot is better than all the aliens. That's what I'm gonna say about the whole thing. I like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's
All right.
better than all the aliens.
Bigfoot's
That's-
better than
we're
all the
talking about-
aliens.
We're talking about the thin realities between dimensions, and you say Bigfoot is better
my
than the
God.
aliens?
Yeah,
You offer
Bigfoot's-
nothing to the conversation.
Oh, please. I offer everything. The conversation should never even exist. If Becky would have just stayed with Sam, and then Sam never went to the bar that one night, and then no one would have ever had these conversations, and if love was real...
That's true.
Dare
Love was
I
real.
say it, Ben? What do you bring to conversation?
It's the problem. Absolutely nothing. I know one person
I
that
bring
brings a lot-
hardcore reality in realism. The idea that fairies and Sasquatch are somehow the same beings are insane.
And you notice how this has now become a one-sided conversation? Because this is how this always goes. It's that when someone asks a question about aliens or cryptids, it becomes one man, normally me, screaming at another person while everyone else is dancing to disco music.
You know, I totally forgot
Disco.
we had a phone call to talk to.
Yes, I know. We just started talking like that.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank
Any
you
other
so much,
questions?
Gary.
Are you good?
What's that?
Are you done now? Are you on the toilet?
No, I'm not on the toilet,
You
man.
getting your dick
Hey,
sucked? Hey, man, are you
will.
getting
Is there a Japanese weird sex creature over
hopping
there?
up and down your penis?
I'm working on it, man.
Hey, man, how much money would it take for you to have sex with your
We're not
father?
doing the sex with your father
No,
thing.
no. How much money would it take to have sex with your grandfather?
We're not doing that.
I would
How
imagine
much
that would
money
be
would
more.
take to have sex with your great-great-grandfather?
I would cash the $2 million and give him one hard fucking pump
No,
until
you
he
have
had a
to
heart attack.
continue it until you're done. We already talked about
Oh
that.
yeah.
All right.
Wait,
Thank you, Elliot.
Am I allowed
Thank
to
you,
ma-
Gary.
am
It's
I-
been really nice. Bye, Carl. We'll see
His
you
name
later.
is Elliot.
See you later, Carl.
Thank you, Elliot.
I have a question about that. Am I allowed?
Are you on the chat? Are you calling in?
No.
No,
We
I
have a
said-
call in. It's Marcus.
He can actually do this.
Well-
He can override the whole show and do whatever he wants because technically he's got cue cards.
Well,
does
it's
have
a
cue
it's a
cards.
grandfather question. Am I allowed to stand in front of my grandfather and masturbate up until the moment of orgasm and then shove it in?
You can do whatever the hell you want to do, Marcus.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm going to say yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go to the next story. It happens in South America, and it involves I guess this isn't a cryptid, it's a goblin. Is a goblin a cryptid?
Oh,
Kind of a
absolutely.
cryptid, right?
Absolutely.
You know what the base part of South America is? The llamas run free like a gatos.
Perfect.
The llamas. Everywhere you go, you've got llamas or they serve the ice
This is your
cream
South
on their
American.
back.
It's not in Jamaica. South America.
Did it go Jamaican?
It didn't go Jamaican. It started Jamaican
It
and
always
stayed in
did.
Jamaica.
Llamas. So many llamas. Can you
Oh.
believe? You trip over llama. I go to turn on nightlight for child who never lived. And every time I go to living room, I trip over llama.
That is Jamaican. Call me now. My fun little accent there.
That's Jamaican. Yeah, this video, this is just about some strange goings on down south. This is a news story about a woman who claims to have had an encounter with goblins as a child.
That's what a doctor would say if you went in there with some
Strange
her
goings
period.
on
Yeah.
down
Yeah,
south.
strange going. If you went to Larry the Cable Guy, the doctor.
Well, here's your side. Here's your side.
Yeah,
I need a catch.
That was Bill Eggenville. That was a terrible stand-up special. Yeah.
Let's see, Travis.
This is Yasmina, the community of the Cara Campus in the area of Norte Escara Park. I'm trying. Oh, that is a goblin right there. Don't trust those. That's terrible. That's technically Terry the Gnome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like these South American girls. Yeah, they look like big hazelnuts.
Thank you so much for being here, Terry.
Nothing I like better than a bunch of hazelnuts around. I can stick my tiny prick between them, and it makes me feel fantastic. It's like big sacks of tits.
Wow, we haven't seen Terry in quite a long time. What you been up to?
Yeah, I've been fucking this goose.
How is it?
It's bad.
Oh, how
This
could it be?
goose is a bitch.
Oh, leave the ghost alone. Good goose. I always love it.
So she was locked in a cave for 5 days and
Seems
6
like it.
nights.
She was locked in a cave for 5 days and 6 nights.
Now, by goblins,
by-
it sounds like that she was just taken hostage by the cast of Time Bandits.
Time Bandits. Great program, yeah.
Well, actually, these reported goblins may be. That's cool, Travis. These
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
reported
done with that
goblins may be what some in Latin America call the duende. Travis, we have a picture of the duende
Let's
here.
take a
or at
look.
least this is an artist's representation of what a duende may
That's
look
cool.
like.
It's like Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that looks. Oh, it looks good enough to eat.
Now
Yeah.
you could see it's got "I'm gonna fuck you" eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like it's definitely like that's a horny thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like a smile that says, "Oh, I actually already did."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, in Mexico, it is believed that the duende live inside the walls of children and clip their toenails at night while they sleep.
Saving parents time.
Yeah, good lord, it's like Jared Fogle over there.
Not bad. Jared Fogle is, by the way, suing the parents of the child he molested.
You should have seen how sexy these kids were just dancing around in front of him. He's so hungry from eating nothing
By the
but
way,
tuna sandwiches.
I want to thank a fan listened to like episode 16.
Something
like that. Maybe 18. And I mentioned that I know for a fact Jared Fogle was a creep because I knew people who worked for him.
Well, yeah, of course he's a creep. He's a sandwich magnate. No man has
He's not a he's a sandwich spokesperson.
Nobody has ever climbed to the top of a pyramid of sandwiches and have not killed at least 2 or 3 to get there.
He's
That's
not
a
on
coveted spot.
No, he's not the pinnacle of sandwiches. That would be the owner of Subway or Blimpies
No,
or Quiznos.
he was the pinnacle.
He was the
He got the
spokesperson.
credit for the sandwiches.
No, he was the
figurehead.
spokesperson.
He is the figurehead. He is the George W. Bush of sandwich men.
But I would say I would rather be the George W. Bush of sandwich men than the Dick Cheney of sandwich men because the Dick Cheney of sandwich men has to be good at math.
Well, they all belong in
have to be
prison, in my
an
opinion.
accountant.
All right, so that's very interesting. So the goblins are real in South America, and everyone's having a great time. Lupe, we got something from the chat.
I have a bunch of shit. Is there any recordings of Ed Gein's voice?
No.
No.
He never spoke, not once.
My version of it is truer than whatever it was that is real.
What is
No,
that?
but yeah, just like, what'd you do last Saturday?
What would each of you do with 5 yards of skin?
I turn it into a flag. I write a Z on it. I just write a Z on it. It's my flag now. Fucking back up off me. And then I'll go to the worst neighborhood of Detroit and claim it.
That would be kind of fun. 5 yards of skin?
5 yards, exactly.
That's a lot of skin. So we got, what is that, like 30 feet, 25 feet,
It's
something
a lot,
like that?
yeah.
It's a lot of feet. I think I would make a little mini football field in my living room, put some yard lines on it, and that would be our little scrimmage grounds.
Terrifying.
Kind of fun.
You know what else we could if we could just lump a bunch of that in here in the studio and it would be like we're performing for an audience.
Yeah, or you just deep fry it and eat it like a crackling.
I would use it to swaddle my firstborn.
That's a lot. 25 yards. 5 yards?
I don't have to use it all at once. I can just, because it's not all gonna actually, like, you can't just use it all at once. You can just
your
cut it
answer
off.
was so much
Swaddling
creepier than
is
The swaddling isn't, you can't just swaddle forever. You're gonna have to swaddle a little bit. No,
No, but then you turn it into little pants for when it becomes a toddler.
That's a good idea, too.
And
you
then
have
you
a
choke
crib
the
or-
baby once it becomes too old when
You
it's trying
can't
to
kill the
replace you. Eventually, if you have a son, it's going to try and kill you to have sex with your wife.
It will not. That's his
how
mother.
that happens. No, that's what children do. That's all they want. All they want to do is kill you.
That's not true.
They just want to replace you. And so you can use that skin to choke him at night in his sleep. And then you can kill the boy, more skin.
Yeah.
Making money.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the right idea.
I don't know. Flip it, reverse it. I like that.
I got 2 more.
Yeah.
Give to him,
Lupe.
Lupe.
What do you guys think is the most ridiculous conspiracy theory?
I think chemtrails are probably along the
Oh,
line.
no.
Chemtrails and flat Earth.
Yeah. Flat Earth.
Flat
Hollow
Earth is
Earth
really,
and
really
Hollow
dumb.
Moon.
Yeah.
I actually buy Hollow Moon more so because there's probably caverns inside of the moon that we don't understand. We haven't really got
It's
to
a
the
rock.
center of the moon.
Yeah.
It's a rock.
That is true. I mean, there are caverns inside the moon, yes, but are there Nazis inside those caverns?
Yeah.
How would the Nazis get into the caverns? I believe in a flat Earth before I believe in a hollow moon.
That's where you're wrong. And that's
Oh
where you'll
my.
be proved wrong by science and history.
Sit down.
New sun.
Look at
new
Jesus.
sun.
Look at
Did you
those
get
things.
a new swimsuit?
Yeah,
It
of
is a
course.
new
I have
swimsuit.
sweat shorts that are for this podcast because of how much we sweat.
Yeah.
As you can see, I got this going on, but I want you to see how much I fucking work. That's why I normally wear a black shirt, though.
Well, I don't know if it's work. You move a lot and then your body sweats
I am
profusely.
just kind of I ate a wrap. That's
Yeah.
healthy. And then I'm sitting in a leather chair, which performs like a sort of like literally a plate of hot
Yes.
juice.
It's
at
disgusting.
the end of the time.
Yes.
And I gotta stay hydrated.
Got to. All right, Lupe, any more questions?
I forgot exactly how this
Thank you.
question was
Well,
worded.
Marcus,
but
no, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
You did not answer. What's your conspiracy theory that you believe is a total farce?
I mean, I would definitely say like Hollow Earth and chemtrails. Yeah, I'm totally in agreement.
chemtrails are extremely possible.
Chemtrails are a smokescreen for the real thing that is going on, which is weather manipulation, which I do believe in. I don't know if
You
Parker
believe in
necessarily
weather
part of that.
manipulation, but not
Weather
chemtrails.
manipulation is real.
I mean, they're doing weather manipulation and try to make rain
We
fall.
have
If
earthquake
they're
machines.
Of course, they're absolutely doing weather manipulation, but they're doing it in a positive way. They're trying
Because
to seed
we're
cloud.
on Facebook,
There's
we
a
need to
drought
be more
in
true.
California.
That is called a sprinkler system.
There's a drought in California.
No, you have
They don't have any groundwater. You
in-ground
gotta have water
sprinkler
to bring
system.
up.
The
I don't
why
want to do
that
this. You
there
know
is
what? We
a-
have to end
The
this.
reason why there's a drought in California is because Louis Anderson has to take 3 baths a day.
That is the correct answer.
Rosso.
Roast zone. Wow, we got into roast mode. I didn't even see it coming.
Baskets is very good.
Yes. All right. Lupe, what?
All right, are you a part of the NSA? Because every time Henry tries to spit the truth, you shut him down.
Whoa.
Technically, the NSA wants to hear Henry spit the truth so then they can assassinate him. I'm trying to save Henry's life by keeping things quiet.
Wait a minute.
Never a straight answer.
Never a straight answer. But of course, the NSA, like I just said previously, like Henry pontificated on earlier, doesn't even have to do any work because everyone gives up their information for free. The NSA is the easiest job on the face of the planet.
Bought
They don't
and
have to
sold
buy
by
a product.
Pokemon Go. That's what you did.
Kind of.
All right, you put
Yeah.
location allowed on your fucking Amazon app,
Well,
and
you
they
did
know
the
where
same
you are,
thing.
dude. I did because
Yeah,
I
you did.
want
I did not do
the
Pokemon
drone
Go.
delivery because if I need my gold bond powder now,
Yeah.
I want the drones to bring it to me immediately.
I want to say the great irony of this entire show is I am the one who is much more protective of my social security and my privacy than both of you guys. You guys are buying all the things,
I got
getting all the
nothing to hide.
apps.
Yeah, I
I
ain't
got
got
nothing
nothing
to
to
hide. I'm a warrior.
I have
truth.
one app on my phone.
I got nothing to hide.
All right,
only have one app on your
yeah,
phone?
one app, and it makes me look older if I take a picture right now. It's a fun age one. All right, let's go on to this story about this chick, Catherine Knight.
Well, back in the year, this is great. Back in the year 2000, Catherine Knight, an Australian slaughterhouse worker, stabbed her boyfriend 37 times, skinned him, decapitated him, and boiled his head on the stove with veggies and gravy.
Put that back up. I want to really look at her face.
Yeah,
but-
it's so hot and so red.
This woman, very flush. That's an Australian thing. I'm sure that she's beautiful without the clothes.
No,
on.
she's not. I've seen a lot of pictures of her. She is absolutely not.
Yeah,
the
she
pro-
looks like Red Skull.
She has a lovely smile. And I mean, she does.
She doesn't have
She
a
doesn't
lovely
have a
style.
lovely smile.
No,
She-
the
what are you
sides-
looking at?
The sides don't come up. It looks like someone jammed a bunch of Tic Tacs into a box.
She looks like the Joker. Like it looks like those chatty teeth that make the laugh whenever
I
you turn the
love
knob.
a woman that goes for what she wants. That when she wants something out of life, she goes and gets it. And
Yeah.
what does she want? She wanted to turn her third husband into a stew, so she did.
No,
Actually,
I'm not even complaining about what she did. I'm just saying she's not attractive.
Actually, she is a woman who goes after what she wants. At the age of 15, excuse me, at the age of 15,
Get it out.
Thank you, thank you very much. At the age of 15,
Little Texas hello.
I thought Texas Hello was shooting a black person.
Did you think that was appropriate?
So at the age of 15, this woman left. At the age of 15, this woman left home to fulfill her lifelong dream of working.
Cooking and eating her third
No,
husband.
it's actually worse than
It's
that.
actually much worse than that. Her lifelong dream of working at a slaughterhouse.
She was 15 years old, and she thought that working at a slaughterhouse was the coolest thing on the face of the planet. And I understand, because the nail gun does look cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Her whole thing was emptying out the body cavities of, the offal, as they call it. The offal?
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious. But yeah, she was good at taking all the intestines out. In fact, her first day at work, she brought her own knives.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Professional.
Yeah.
And of course, when you do gut a pig, that's called a Texas crib, and you just put your baby right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just love it. They just start licking at the meat. That is really, I'm torn because it does sound like the bios of a lot of people that listened to the last podcast and left on Tinder, but that it's kind of hot, like it's like kind of fine,
I mean,
right?
it sounds like my bio.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I don't, yeah,
you
it's
like
like, I mean,
bones.
for the
There's nothing wrong. I do want to clarify. There's nothing wrong with being a butcher or working at a slaughterhouse. Thank you for your service. We thank the
Absolutely.
military for killing on our behalf for our freedom, and thank you for your service if you do that. But thank you for your service for killing all the all the cows and the pigs.
But take your mood-altering drugs
Well,
that you must take.
That-
She did not get.
And see, that's what I do. Take a lot of drugs.
She does. He
So
really does.
I really do. So anyway, this woman, she was so good at emptying out those body cavities is that she was eventually promoted to a deboner position.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what they also said about her face.
Deboner.
That seems
I
like
really
a vaginal
do.
thing.
I love
It's
my
where you
mom. I
debone.
love my
Is it-
sister. I've been surrounded by women as I always grew up. I'm very in touch with women.
I feel like because you were so close to your mother and your sister, you might have a hidden vendetta
No.
against the.
No, the juice has
gender.
been safely captured.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, so let's continue on with Catherine.
Well, so while she was working at the slaughterhouse, she met her first husband, who is pictured right here.
Oh, kind of a Donny Osmond type.
He's
She's hot. In this picture, she's actually hot.
in this picture. I mean, just imagine her covered in blood and pig shit.
She's got an Instagram tilt to her head
She
right
does.
now.
Yeah, that woman, she's definitely tilting.
I don't think she'd be covered in pig shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when you kill these animals, if you're
spray
if
shit
you're
out of his
early,
ass.
They do?
I mean, if she's pulling all the intestines out, there's gonna be some shit involved.
Yeah, it's like
already
those
in
little
there.
champagne things that they give out on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I don't think so.
You've never worked a day in your life.
Yeah.
Women?
Look at these soft
and-
hands. You ain't
Ooh,
never
they are
worked.
soft. Yeah, they are soft.
Not as riddled and tiny and tight as my hands are.
I didn't know that. Yeah, well, either way. Okay,
Well,
so
I mean,
apparently she's covered in pig shit.
I've seen many things slaughtered and skinned in my life, and yes, sometimes they're shit.
Did you ever skin a person?
No.
Okay.
Why? Why?
Just
Why?
asking. Just asking.
I
Why?
just like how all this recorded. I just like
Yep.
how it all goes out there and it's like saved for like ironic future
People
mention.
no. People
All right.
know. So.
Okay, thank you,
All
Travis.
right, thank you, Travis. So actually, yeah, so the mother-in-law, this is what the mother-in-law had to say when Catherine first married the man in the purple shirt.
This is your cue.
This is my quote. I forgot I have the quote. Yes. You better watch this one and she'll fucking kill ya.
Nope.
Stare it up
No,
there
that's
all
fine.
right.
It has to be. This is what it
All
has to
right,
be. We have
all
to
right,
go.
go.
You want
No,
me
you
to
just
do
do
it
it
right
the way
or
you
am I
do
gonna
it.
correctly?
Do it the way you do it.
Do it.
I'll do it extremely clearly
It
so
does
everybody
not matter.
understands what it is. You better watch this one or she'll fucking kill ya. Stare it up the wrong way. You do the wrong thing and you're fucked.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So that's Catherine Knight's mother. Catherine Knight ate her husband. We have to move on from this story fairly soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, she tried strangling him on their wedding night, that first husband.
But they ended up divorcing.
Yeah, and when they divorced, she took their baby, she laid him on the railroad tracks, stole an axe, and then went into town looking for trouble.
That's an Australian orphanage.
She found it 2 days later when she stabbed a woman in the neck. In her second marriage, she slit her husband's puppy's throat as a warning. And this is the third guy, right? Oh, yeah. The second husband,
that
or
puppy
the
alone.
third husband, she stabbed him in the stomach with a pair of scissors.
And he didn't die either.
No, he didn't die either. No, no, no.
Australian people are really tough.
Really
well,
tough.
Fisker, she stabbed him with those plastic children's
Yeah.
preschool ones.
It took until the fourth one for the death to finally take. She met a guy named John Price, a.k.a. Pricey. We previously saw his picture up there. She came into the house, had sex with him.
She put on lingerie.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole thing that she said that she resented the fact that he always would go out and drink and leave her alone to take care of the children. And so one night she came home, she had set it all up, she made him his favorite meal.
Yes,
she,
thank you.
she came out of the bedroom, put on her lingerie, had sex with him all night, and then he woke up to her stabbing him to death.
Well, he was woke, I guess.
Which is rude. And he was stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. And
Yeah.
then what did she do? She boiled him, right?
Yeah, she boiled him with a bunch of vegetables.
Well, actually, what she did, I mean, it was a little more involved than that. After she stabbed him to death, first she skinned him. She took all of his skin off in one large piece. She took the skin and hung it on a meat hook as if it was just a suit of clothes. Like, you know those full body long johns that you have?
Always wear them.
Yes.
And that's what I'll always think of.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she just hung those on a big meat hook. Then she cut off the head, she plopped it into a big stew pot, went back to the headless, skinless body, and then she arranged it so it looked like it was holding a bottle of liquor.
That's awesome.
Kind of fun.
That's
The guy
awesome.
had a drinking problem.
Then she took the stew, and then and once the stew was done with carrots and onions and celery and all the bullshit, she literally put it out in bowls and then put name tags of her children at each one of the bowls as if she was serving them their father.
Isn't
And
that
that
nice?
is the perfect woman, technically. And then she went and she was put in jail, the first Australian woman to ever to be jailed for life, and then it was written on a record never to be released.
Yeah.
All right. That's wonderful. That's the story.
Yeah, that's the story. That's actually the story. Oh, yeah. We got a couple more things before we get to the end of this.
I'm really excited. So do we want to do What the Shit Is That?
Absolutely.
Do you want to do that right now?
Let's do it right now.
All right, we have another segment of What the Shit Is That? Travis, show the image.
So this is our new segment. I made this.
Let's see it. What the shit is that?
Yes, I put a little shit. It's a Montauk monster.
Yeah, and then you
It
saw
was
the
a
poo-poo.
raccoon. It was a raccoon.
You think there was a raccoon?
They say it was a raccoon.
Oh, I don't think that's a raccoon. I
They
think
say
it's a
whatever
Montauk
they
monster.
want to cover up their secrets.
Okay, but right here at the creek in the cave, now you were able to uncover.
Now, last week we covered a mysterious creature that was seen in the back of a all night long deer cam. Normally they put it out there to watch for deers. I don't fucking know why. But this was caught And in an unprecedented move, which is pretty amazing, that creature, I guess, seems to exist and has access to a computer because it sent us an email here at cavecomedyradio@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And said that it wanted to talk to us about a message of peace that it has for humankind. And we recorded it, and I want you to take a look at it.
This is really powerful stuff.
Let's see it.
Yeah, amp up that volume, buddy. Okay.
That is Holden
That's
McNeely.
Holden McNeely.
And you should have seen how upset he was, because what you can't really see is that I covered him in Vaseline.
Covered him in Vaseline. We walk into the studio tonight. Holden is getting covered in Vaseline.
And it doesn't, you can't
Can't even see it. No.
So he was pretty upset about it.
So Holden McNeely, check out his work. I don't know where to find it. Chris, I don't know where it is.
He writes stuff on the internet.
Yeah, just Google Holden McNeely. He's got all kinds of
He's
stuff.
he's on the Round Table of
Yeah, he's
Gentlemen.
on the Round Table of Gentlemen. He's got a podcast called The Wizard and the Bruiser. He's wonderful.
Yes, all right. So you know what I say? We don't have that much time. Guys, let's make an executive decision. Cut Christopher Lee. Let's jump right into the paranormal.
All right, we can jump in.
Or not.
Yeah,
What do you
I
do?
would actually like to see the
All
Christopher
right.
Lee. Yeah.
Overridden.
Yeah, I would very much like to see Christopher Lee. Everybody out there loves Christopher Lee.
Sure.
You know who he is.
He's an incredible actor. He's been in 1,000 goddamn movies.
He was in Game of Thrones.
No,
he was in
Lord of the Rings.
He was in
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
That's from
No.
Lord of the Rings.
He was in Quest.
No.
He was in Cube.
I believe he was in Orange is the New Black.
He was in a James Bond film.
Ah.
My favorite Christopher, To the Devil a Daughter. It's a wonderful
That's
one.
an awesome fucking
Love
Satan
To the
horror.
Devil
Rosemary's
a Daughter.
Baby, he was amazing.
He was not in that. You're thinking of the Japanese guy with the camera.
Uncle
I'm
Buck.
always
Was
thinking
he
of
in
him.
Uncle Buck?
He was Uncle Buck in Uncle Buck.
But he was also one hell of a singer. I mean, this guy, he
He
actually
was a
did,
singer. He could
No,
physically sing.
He was good at
At
it
his
in his
advanced
own.
age.
He was good at it in his own way.
Yeah.
He was very good at it in his own way, in his own Christopher Lee way, because Christopher Lee was passionate. That's the only thing you can say about Christopher Lee.
And
Everything that he did.
And he did a heavy metal album.
Absolutely.
And in order to do heavy metal, you have to feel an incredible amount of passion. Isn't that right, Lupe?
He was also in Dorf on Golf.
No,
He was in
no, he was
Dwarbles and the Dickheads. He's been in a lot of movies.
Yes,
So-
in a lot of films.
Yeah.
So 6 years ago, 5 years before his death, Christopher Lee recorded a symphonic heavy metal album called Charlemagne by the Sword and the Cross.
And I would say it's as successful as, you remember when Metallica did that thing in front of the orchestra?
It is so much more
Oh.
successful than Symphonica. Or what? S&M. Yeah, S&M.
S&M.
It's so much more successful than S&M was garbage. This is art. This is art from beginning to end. The whole album is fantastic.
Well, let's play it.
But we have to play. We have a finite amount of time. We have a lot to get to.
Absolutely. Here's a clip from The Bloody Verdict of Verdun. Yeah! Crank that shit, Travis.
All right.
Let him go to sleep.
He is about to die.
No, that was fake. He lived for 5 more years after that.
Damn.
Yeah! Oh, that fucking. Oh, I love that so much. Look, it's all on fire. That guy's wearing sunglasses, playing a Les Paul, which is weird for metal, but you know, he's still playing it.
All right. This is actually footage from
That's
the
not
last
real
Great
fun.
White concert.
Oh,
Literally
If you
roast
remember.
zone.
Roast. No, that's roast mode.
That's
We are. I mean, the whole thing is the zone, but I was in roast mode.
roast mode. Roast
Christopher
mode.
Lee's just in there saying, so, are we at Burger King? No, you're mystical king in the heavy metal universe.
Yes, he's very
I
good.
will take the chicken sandwich, but not the fried one. I will take the grilled one, so spooketh me.
I love him. All right. Well, speaking of love, there was a situation that happened in the '80s called Elf.
Well,
Alien
a
Life
television
Form
show.
is the show,
Yes.
is what ALF stood for. And
You did call it Alien Life Form, didn't you? And
Yeah,
everyone's
I mean,
like,
that's
like
what-
Elf, and you're like, it's Alien Life Form.
Alien Life Form.
mean,
And then
that's
all the girls were like, what? And then it was like, slap, slap, slap. And I was like, oh, and all of a sudden a pussy just like grew out of the sky.
Yeah.
And I just went, woo, up inside of it. Went,
Right in
woo,
there.
and then God, who is a woman, had an orgasm.
Isn't that exciting? All right, so now this is a clip from Alf. Now, I don't believe this was previously shown.
No, this is an outtake from Alf. I mean, of course, like as we know, I mean, I don't know if anybody out there has actually listened to a lot of the show. I mean, we talk a lot in Last Podcast on the Left, which this is based on, about alien-human hybrids.
This is based on Last Podcast on the Left?
Yes.
This is?
This is, yes. So, these alien...
Get that guy out.
Did I do that? Call me now.
So these alien-human hybrids, you may have wondered at one point, how are they made?
How were they made?
How
Now,
are they
normally,
made?
what we have talked about in the podcast, and if you do your research, you know that normally women's eggs are taken from them in an abduction scenario, and then later on they're normally introduced to their children, or how Barney Hill was hooked up to the fucking orgasm machine where he came a whole bunch, and he was really ashamed to talk about it. And Whitley Strieber was also raped.
All right.
So let's, actually, we're going to see an example of exactly how these alien hybrids are made.
Let's just settle down here. Let's just take this one step at a time. I like you very much. I really do. And very nervous about this whole thing. And here comes Mr. Meat.
Oh my. There he is. Very nice.
Now this is from a YouTube channel, I believe it's called J.O. Edits. And he has a bunch of these where he did a lot of Star Trek Next Generation stuff of Data fucking having sex with Patrick.
Runta?
Not that one.
Oh,
I
not
like that.
Runta
That's
Gang?
enough.
Okay, yeah.
But you know what makes it
Powerful.
so chilling is the sounds of
It's
the
the
makeup
clinking.
things
Yeah,
falling
yeah.
off the thing, because
Yeah.
that is the rape sound.
Yeah.
Well, and that was sad. I thought they ruined the makeup, which isn't good.
Also, just fucking, what's his name? Mr. Roper? What's the name of the dad in that show?
I don't know, Mr. Roper.
What's the name of the dad in Alf?
This is not important. We have got to move on.
No, I
He
mean,
just had some bananas.
I think that's it. I think that's all the time we have.
I think
That's
that
the
we-
whole time?
Yeah.
Let's take 8 more calls. Is that all the time, Travis?
That's it. We're out. I mean, you guys want to go for another 5 or something?
I mean,
I guess.
I think
I
we're,
don't know. I
we're
feel
fine. I
like-
mean, we've got more stuff, but you know what? We
Look
can
at
just,
how much stuff we
We have
have.
so much more stuff.
we can get.
Travis, this is on you. Bad producing.
No, this is not on him.
It is on Travis.
It's absolutely not on there.
All right, let's take one more call.
Hey, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris, how are you? What do you want?
Ben, this is your brother.
Oh my God! Cancel it!
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Chris, I love you.
Hey, Chris, how you
7 feet
doing,
tall.
dude?
It's very nice. All right, cancel the call.
No,
All right, what do you want, Chris? What do you want? What do you want?
No, I called to say that there's an interesting fact that the guy that tore off that face and ate it, he wasn't just posing in that style. He was actually, it's called stomach vacuuming. I learned about it. It's like you suck your stomach in all the way, and it's supposed to be like a form of exercise that pushes your ribs out and sucks your stomach in.
He's totally
So I
right.
just-
All right.
No, he's totally right. That
I
guy
know
had, no, the guy had a whole video called stomach vacuuming. I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough
So
time
gross.
to
This is
actually
literally
read
the
it.
best call you want to shut
Oh,
him
no,
off.
I know.
wanna
Okay,
take- you wanna
thank you,
shut me
Christopher
up?
Kissel. I love you.
Yeah,
You're my
say-
brother.
Say one embarrassing thing about Kissel.
Just one.
I don't, I can't really, no, I won't.
All right, you're very nice. Thank you, Chris.
Henry, you are sweating a lot on the show. You are looking great. And Marcus, what is going on? What kind of ab yoga workouts are you doing? My God.
All
you
right,
look amazing.
stop ganging up the show.
I mean,
Get it out of here.
All right.
I mean,
love you
it's-
guys. Love you
let's-
guys.
I love you, Chris.
Let's-
Okay,
I love
goodbye.
you.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Chris, let's just say I do natural aerobics.
All right. Thank you, Christopher.
He
all
fucks
right.
his stump in his backyard.
That's fine. Thank you guys for watching The Last Stream on the Left. We'll be here next week.
We better be.
I hope so.
If the government doesn't shut us down from talking too many goddamn truths, and yeah, I got to drink a couple beers to talk about them because I
Sure.
fucking know that I'm about to be at gunpoint.
All right, we're done.
Hail Satan, everyone.
Hail yourselves.
Hail
Congratulate yourselves on not molesting a child for the last hour.
Geen. Hail Geen, everyone.
If you did.
Make us
If you didn't, I mean.